Just when you need a red London bus to drive past, one does, which is great. So I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to come on. Hey Saran, how are you? I'm really glad that you guys have found some time to join. I know some of you are also really excited. Hi Roxana. So this is the outside of Cornelison's. Now, this is Great Russell Street. Tottenham Court Road station is just down there. And the British Museum is just, you see where that light is there? I almost did this to try and get you to see the light a little bit bigger. Where that traffic light is, another block away is the British Museum. Now, I knew about Cornelison's before I moved to the UK. And so sort of 23 years ago was the first time I came to the UK. And I headed straight to Great Russell Street, went straight to Cornelison's. I think it was the day after I landed. And I spent 2 hours in there, and then I went straight to the British Museum. I love this shop. I really, really love this shop. And it's one of the really sort of old world shops that really connect you to your craft as a practitioner, not just as a calligrapher, but also as an artisan. So their windows are always really interesting. So I'm going to show you so there's the front of the shop. You have artists, colormen, and of course, you now have a website, which you didn't have in the past. Really beautifully laid gold leaf. And the front window is, you can spend an hour in front of the front window lusting. So there's some new Faber-Castell pencils, and here's a huge jar of Viridian green, some of their own oak gall inks, and there's that beautiful cobalt turquoise and some antique copper. This is their pigment set, which wasn't that big when I started Reigate. I had, I think, sort of maybe 12 of those colors, which we were told to get. And there's that beautiful glass and their mullers, which are great for grinding pigment. You can see that they ground some manganese blue a couple of days ago. Some quinacridone red, great range of color, Prussian blue, and then this Madder Lake is a really, really beautiful color as well. And here is, look at that blue. So this is the window that you sort of generally spend time in front of. So I'm gonna go into the shop, and how exciting, I'm so excited. This is Lucy, so I'm gonna hand Lucy the phone so that I can just... So, when you come in, obviously you have to have your mask and clean your hands. And I know some of you have messaged me saying that you couldn't get into their website or get in touch with them. I'll grab that back from you. No, thanks. But they're open, so get in touch with them. There's tons of product that you can get. There's lots of pigment. And I'm going to run through the shop really quickly, and then Lucy's going to... I'm going to show you the thing that really freaked me out when I just need to adjust this. That really freaked me out when I first stepped in here. So you come in, and you have these really beautiful wooden floorboards, and all these lovely drawers, and then you have this. I mean, this is just insane. A lot of you are probably going, oh, wow, you've gone to Diagon Alley. So it really is sort of Harry Potter-ish. But magical in a very, very special way. You know, I sometimes used to come in here and just stand in front of the pigment and really sort of annoy the team here because, you know, they had no idea who I was. So you have this huge section of color. And apart from the color, you also have, so here's the range of automatic pens. We have some Schmincke gouache, printmaking and etching materials, and then of course you have this. So this is the nib drawer or the nib rack with tons of drawers filled with lots of nibs. So we have some William Mitchell nibs. Look at all those reservoirs. You've probably never seen so much reservoirs in your life. And some really great nibs from William Mitchell in here. We have some Browser and Joseph Jalot nibs. Obviously, you know, the shop is open, so people are coming in. Here's those music nibs, which are always really quirky but really great to write with. And then these historical William Mitchell italic nibs, which are copper, are always great to have in your collection. And then we have, in the next tray, we have the Manuscript Pen Company nibs, the Leonard nibs. So all their broad edge tips, as well as, you know, that pumpkin nib, which a lot of people use. And of course the Harold Leonard EF principal nib. So, all right. So I'm gonna let Lucy talk you through the shop. So let's follow you.
Well, welcome and thanks so much for joining us. We were established in 1855 by a Dutchman called Louis Cornelison, and it was sort of rumoured or believed that he was in conversation with Turner, and they had a conversation about colour and pigment and the availability of it, and hence this shop kind of began. First of all, we were in Covent Garden. Which, did you go there, Paul?
No, I never went to the... No, just before my time.
And not too far away. And then in the sort of late 70s, we moved the entire interior, literally wooden shelf after wooden shelf here, with all the pigments and everything. And actually, when you look at photographs from that previous era, it looks exactly the same. So it's like stepping into really something quite aged, quite rare. So it's really nice to be able to show the shop today anyway on our Instagram. At the back here we've got some beautiful Omega brushes, and lots of people come in to buy these, which I think we may be the only distributor of. Beautiful brushes for priming. We've got papers, we've got acrylic, Liquitex, and some lovely, we're very proud of this series of acrylics, which are liquid metals, and they've got this beautiful metallic finish. And some more ink here, Rowan Klinger, beautiful acrylic inks here. So we've just had a delivery, so we're a little bit messier, so do excuse our busy attire. This is how some of our pigments come in, like massive big 25 kilo bags, which are going to go off to another customer. As Paul was saying, we've got an amazing array of very sort of esoteric and rare materials. So we've got some shellac in its raw form, which makes beautiful varnish. We've got a selection of lots of different waxes which have different sort of attributes and melting points. Some abrasives, which are very important for sculptors. And then here, lots of white pigments, which a lot of people use for making gesso and also fillers for oil paint. So all these sort of additives have different properties to kind of change the qualities of paint. And then we go through all of our pigments. We've got our beautiful earth colours, our greens, blues, reds and yellows. These are this is like the core range, and then we also have some amazingly rare pigments in our drawers. So we've got like lapis lazuli, azurite, malachite, which are made from semi-precious stones, which a lot of people come but I purchased those alongside gold and a whole manner of other products.
And you know, the great thing is I'm walking around and you can
Hear it.
You can hear the boards, just, you know, the love in the boards.
And earlier when you said you were kind of freaked out, I thought you were talking about this trap door, which actually is.
Oh my
God. Be able to see. Oh, wonderful packers down there.
Oh, how wonderful.
Beautiful parcels. And then obviously you've got lots of papers for watercolour, calligraphy, lots of drawing papers. We've got gorgeous marble papers as well. This is our new sort of historical ink selection, which we're really proud of. We collaborated with an ink maker who's based in Cambridge. So all the materials are from England, from Cambridge. They're foraged. So we've got genuine oak gall and walnut ink, a red ink made from Brazil wood chips, and Chinese blue ink, which is actually the dye used for the very famous blue and white china. We've got a genuine cochineal ink actually that's been modified. Its pH has been changed, so going from more of a reddy tone to a purple tone, which is quite rare. It's a Turkish carmine ink. And then here we've got a few kind of antique objects. Here we've got some gum arabic, which is often the binder for inks, which I'm sure Paul's used before. And then this very old Pounce dispenser, which is
massive.
Yeah, it's massive. It's huge, and which was gifted to us.
Wow, it's like a caster sugar shaker.
What's going to come out of that?
Wow, I'm so thrilled and so excited and so thankful to Cornelisons to allow me to do this. You know, as I've said before, you know, I've loved this shop for a long time. And when I went to Reigate to study calligraphy, gilding and heraldic painting, this was like a big trip. You know, we'd come up to get our tools and materials here because this was the one place that really resonated with our craft. The painting of heraldry, getting the vellum and preparing the vellum, getting quills, getting inks, getting pigments. So you'd come to one place to get everything, which was great, because as a student you had no idea where to get anything, and all of those things are so rare and difficult to find. So being able to come here as a student and just feel that connection with the craft, and you would talk to people, and you know, one of the things I love about this shop is you come in and you can ask any of the team members and they are so highly knowledgeable about what they have here. You know, usually you go to an art store and you ask a question and you might as well be looking at a wall. Here they really know their stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap the camera around, and I'm going to stop the live so that I can restart it, because we've set up, I'll just show you what we've set up. We've set up to do some tests. So obviously I brought my pads in, I brought my book in, and I brought some tools and materials. I got some nibs from Cornelison so that we have those here to work with. We have some inks, and obviously they're sitting right in front of the quills, and some bamboo pens and some reed pens, and just really some really lovely historical things. And I'm going to test some of the oak gall, the walnut ink, and some of the natural pigment, the new natural range that Lucy was just talking about. And they have this really great sort of set here with gum arabic and tannins and oak gall. Is really quite cute. So we're going to look at preparing some vellum. So we have 3 types of vellum. We have calf skin, sheep skin, which is parchment, and slunk vellum, which is a whole other order of vellum. And I brought some of Anton House's ruling pens in to see if we could do some playing with the ruling pens as well on either some vellum or on some paper. I can use some of my pad paper as well. So So, isn't this great? Look at these. Oh, you just want to have them in your home, don't you? So I'm gonna stop the live, and then I'll start it back in 10 minutes once I've set up the camera and the jig. And then you won't really see my face. You're not really seeing my face anyway, which is great. And we're gonna restart the live in about 10 minutes once I've set the camera up in the jig, and we can get started on testing the materials. So I'll see you guys in about 10 minutes. Thanks so much for joining us. And I will put this in the PAScribe IGTV live section of the suppliers folder. Okay, bye-bye.